But these people that said, we will choose us captain, that we may go back to Egypt. I will not go back to Egypt. Say that again. I remember seeing my own overseer. He had warned me. He was a great, great man, gracious man. He called me, he held me and said, Kumuyi, this Bible study that you are leading and this that you are doing, we don't accept it. Something will happen. I said, what, sir? Said, don't argue. Somebody can write with hand and write with leg. He was referring to, at that time was a lecturer. Please, this is not acceptable. And he warned me what will happen. Eventually, I was in church. They mentioned my name. It was recorded. They sent it to all the churches, that he is their branch churches, that this man is no more a member. Even after they'd done that, I didn't go to another church. I kept on the Bible study. But the following Sunday, I took people to the church, that same church. I wasn't allowed to enter. They said I had gone. So I stayed outside the gate until the service finished. And when the people I took there, when they came, I picked them in the car and took them to their places. I did that for many Sundays. Another church called me and said, we hear this. I said, yes. He said, we are not like them. Come, join us. I said, no, I'm not joining you. Why? Oh, because my church was right. They said, if I'm going to be a member of the church, this is what I must do. And I said, I disobeyed. And as a result of my disobeying my leader, that's why they did what they did. I didn't join another church. Another church still called me and said, come here. We recognize God's grace and truth in you. And that overseer of another church actually said God told him to anoint me to be a minister. I said, God has not told me. I didn't go to that church. I stayed where I stayed. But I didn't go back to my church that excommunicated me, because the overseer told me I could come back. I said, sir, on what condition? Said, I'll stop the Bible study. I'll burn all the tracts we'd written. I said, how about the people I've gathered together? He said, leave that in their hand. I said, sir, I'm telling you what I said. I said, sir, that would be unreasonable for me to gather people together, give them the gospel, and they are saved, and they're sanctified, and because I want to be in the good book of a church. I come and I drop everything I'm called to do. I said, that will be unreasonable. I had the temptation too. I had the calling too. I had the pressure too. But I never murmured against that church. When a conference, World Pentecostal Conference, global, and I was invited to that World Pentecostal Global Conference, and some other leaders in Nigeria were also invited. And a great man from Nigeria, overseer from Nigeria, he saw me and called me and said, come, are you Kumuyi? I said, yes, sir, by the grace of God. Were you in, he mentioned the church. I said, yes, sir, that's where I was. Did they drive you out? I said, not really. But they said you shouldn't come to that church again. I said, yes, sir. He said, those people, he wanted to be saying negative things about them. I said, hold on, sir. I said, that is where I learned everything I have learned. Salvation, sanctification, Holy Ghost baptism. I said, they are not wrong. I was wrong. And they gave me chance to align with what the church stood for. And I didn't align. And the only thing they could do, consistent with their doctrine, consistent with their understanding, is to eject the one jigger in their toe, so that it will not contaminate all the others. I justified them everywhere. That my overseer is going to glory. But one day I was reading the newspapers. That time I had been sent out, excommunicated. And I saw something in the papers that mentioned their name. And I felt maybe my overseer would not have seen this. And during the office hours, I could go there during the office hours only on Sunday and conference and competing. I couldn't attend. I went to him. I took the paper along. I said, sir, I read this in the paper, and this will negatively affect the church. Please look at it and do something about it. I didn't, knock the church. I didn't murmur against the church. I wanted the best that I could still offer for them. My overseer looked at me and said, Kumuyi, you love us, you love the church. I said, yes, I do, sir. And he said, why don't you come back? I said, let's leave that alone, because I can't fulfill the condition of coming back. He said, he told me, if you come back, you don't know what you can become here. I said, thank you, sir, but I'm not led that way. That deeper life has come. Deeper life has come to stay. But don't misunderstand me. I still took my stand. We're having meeting at Bagada, a weekend meeting, and I heard that my church, former church, came to distribute the literature without my knowledge. So I made an announcement: if you got any gospel paper distributed to you that we have not distributed from the pulpit, raise them up. We gathered them together. I sent 2 of our leaders here in Lagos. I said, go, help me give them back to the overseer. When he saw me the following time, he said, Kumuyi. I said, sir, we distributed gospel literature in your deeper life, and you gathered everything and sent back to us. I said, sir, I sent them back because I respected you. If it were not your literature, I would have burnt them. But for the respect I had for you, that's why I sent them back. And I said, I sent them back because if you are having your meeting, I cannot send my people to go and distribute a deeper life literature. I said, what I want to do to you, I don't expect you to do it to me. I didn't murmur, I just took action. But I didn't set up, Captain, let's go back to where we're coming from. Let's go back to that other place. Murmuring will make you lose your focus and your sense of going on with the Lord. Murmuring will be cleared away from our church in Jesus' name.